Now, what this means is that monopolists have what we call market power. And market power is what you guys want. You producers, that's what you want. You want market power. Okay? Market power is the ability to charge a price above marginal cost. Charging a price above marginal cost is market power. Okay? So what we can do, let's return to the condition for profit maximization, which was that marginal revenue, which equals price times 1 plus 1 over the elasticity of demand, equals marginal cost. That's our profit maximization condition. Marginal revenue equals price times 1 plus 1 over the elasticity of demand equals marginal cost. We can rewrite this as marginal cost over price equals 1 plus 1 over the elasticity of demand. Okay? Now, let's define the markup. Let's define the markup as price minus marginal cost over price. We're going to define the markup as basically how much more you're charging than your marginal cost. How much more are you charging for this unit than your marginal cost in percentage terms? Okay? That's your markup. So we can say that for this firm, the markup equals minus 1 over the elasticity of demand, if you solve that out. Markup equals minus 1 over the elasticity of demand. Okay? So a monopoly firm has a markup of minus 1 over the elasticity of demand. What does that mean? What that means is the more elastic is the demand for the monopolist product, the less he can raise his price above marginal cost. Indeed, what happens if a monopolist sells in a perfectly elastic market? So let's say you're the monopolist in a perfectly elastic market. So let's say the market was the market for Eiffel Towers in France. Okay? And there's and the market for Eiffel Towers that are made of copper, and there's Eiffel Towers made of tin next to you. Okay? So people are perfectly indifferent in copper and tin. What would happen? What would happen to monopolist? Zero profits. Because elastic demand will be negative infinity. Okay? So it's always zero profits, perfect competition, because the firm demand is always perfectly elastic. But market demand can also be perfectly elastic. Okay? Market demand can also be perfectly elastic. And in that case, the monopolist will make zero profits. So what this says, what this gives us is the answer to a question that always boggled me a bit when I was learning economics, which is, why don't monopolists just charge whatever the hell they want? Right? You're a monopolist. You own the market. Why are you constrained by any of these rules? Just charge infinity. And the answer is, you're still constrained by the fact that you have other markets they can go to. So monopolists in the insulin market, that person can charge infinity. A monopolist in the insulin market will charge infinity. But a monopolist in a market where there's some elasticity of demand is constrained not by competition within that market, but by substitution across goods. Okay? The fact that I can leave that monopolist good and go to another good is all that's constraining the monopolist. If I couldn't leave his good and go to another good, then the monopolist could just charge me till I'm broke. Okay? So the key intuition is that basically the thing constraining monopolists is the market elasticity of demand. How substitutable their good is for other goods. Okay? Questions about that? Yeah?
Sort of, like what you're including in the market?
Yeah, I mean, that's right. That's right. So, I mean, if you could define, it's a question of scope and sort of people's permission for scope. So if you could define a market narrowly enough so people would have to have it, then you could charge a much bigger profit. Okay? Other questions?